Travis, you said you might go for a look if you did you?
Yes. Well, we had a very good night, so it was nice that the boys pulled through. I think it was optional, obviously, and then most of the boys come for a drink last night, so it was nice to celebrate. Yeah, looking forward to obviously the next 2 days getting prepared. But look, likelihood is I probably won't get another look at another one, so I enjoyed the moment.
Is that where it really you were able to reflect and everyone was sort of able to get around you and it sort of sunk in that what you'd achieved?
Yeah, it was. I guess being here is a bit different, obviously, than being at home. I enjoyed being here then. Being at home was a bit busier, being at home probably, and a few more expectations. But yeah, it was nice just to once it sort of come out, to have the afternoon and then have last night. So yeah, nice to reflect, nice to I guess celebrate with my teammates and Jess and yeah, still it won't sink until I guess post career and you look back and you go, okay, it was pretty cool to win one.
And spoken to family back home and your old teammates and things like that. Who's been speaking to you?
Bits and pieces, texting family, obviously mum and dad. I've got one more day with the family. Family leave tonight, so I'm sure over the next few days I'll probably link back in with everyone and talk to them over the next few days. But yeah, just more so real close friends and family, just a few messages here and there. But yeah, I haven't got back to everyone, and yeah, there's a lot of people who obviously have been involved in over a long journey and are very pleased. So I'll get back to them at some stage.
How's the pitch looking?
I had a quick look at it then. It probably looks a little bit drier, but again, looks really good wicket still. So, but as we know, over the next couple of days, we'll see how that plays out and where we get to on the first morning. But it probably looks like it's got a little bit less grass on it than the previous test, and it looks really good at the moment.
Is it kind of like it was the first test here in 2022 when the first pitch was super dry? So the similarities to
No, it was a lot different than the first test. So I remember that one being sort of the ends being really, really dry and the middle being rolled very, very heavily to sort of take Starkey out of the game. The ball didn't bounce much. It looks a traditionally really, really good wicket. It looks like it will spin earlier, but it looks at the moment that the first couple of days will be good for batting, and then it will spin. And like we've said previously in the last couple of weeks, is just being able to adapt when that moment, that shift. And what we see in the first test was probably that day 3 moment where it sort of shifted to heavy spin, and we were able to capture the moments.
It looks like you could play on it now. It looks like it's already ready to roll. So it was yesterday as well, 3 days out.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it looks like you could play on it right now and you'd be happy. And that, again, you got to take it for face value. Look at it again tomorrow and then the next morning. So we still got 2 days. So I guess anything can play out in these conditions. The sun's out now, so it's baking at the moment. So yeah, it looks like it will. Yeah, again, whether we can weigh up when that shift comes and be able to be ready and adapt to that. So, but it looks like it will take spin early.
Travis, Steve's watching that last innings in particular. Steve's tactics and feels were fascinating as a sort of vice captain. Do you look at what he's doing and what do you take away from all that stuff?
Yeah, well, I guess being close to him, I was at bat pad the whole time. So
what was it all your idea?
No, as in just communicating with him and understanding him, and he's moving the fields all the time. But I said before the first test is that he's probably one of the greater players of spin that I've seen and this generation has seen. His record in the subcontinent is incredible. So he knows what makes him uncomfortable and knows the moments of the game where I guess he puts himself in the batter's shoes and what would he not want. And so we've seen him obviously bring the field up at moments, drop the field back at moments, put more around the bat, spread the field, and the tempo and the way he moved through fielding positions was. He had a really, really good game as captain, so and that's, I think that draws back to how good he is batting.
It must be great as a fielding team to be around the bat like that and in conversation, and except when they're bouncing off your knee, of course. Yeah.
Depends what side of the bat you're on. I had a rough moment of it, rough time of it at some stages. Rough time of it at some stages, but yeah, it's enjoyable. I think 5, 6 down is when everyone sort of come in, and that's the enjoyable part when I guess the tail isn't potentially swinging and more defending. But these conditions, and I guess you got to embrace it. You got to enjoy what you're doing, and if you don't, you start copping them. It can be a pretty ugly place to be. But with a few people around the bat, it's enjoyable. Obviously, we drove the game, so it was a nice position to be in.
Trav Marnus is probably the one batter that missed out here that first innings, but we know what he did turning up the last time, the second test he was played here. What makes you think that he's closer to a big score than what he's letting on?
I think he grinded through the summer as well. I think he had moments in the summer where I guess, form, and his batting was questioned, and stepped up in Adelaide, stepped up in Melbourne. He always finds a way. So yeah, it's hard in such a small series. You come here for 2 tests, we have 1 hit, and so you look at that and go, oh well, what ifs. And I remember being here last time and missing out, and it feeling like the series went in a flash. So it's hard when you only get 1 or 2 hits, maybe 3 hits this series. So, but yeah, again, he'll bat today and tomorrow and grind away and continue to do what he does. And let's hope he gets runs in the next test. But he's a quality player, and he stepped up in some moments for us for his whole career. So let's hope that he gets some runs in the next test.
What are your memories of that knock last time from Marnus in 2022?
I think all of them. I think all the boys, the way they swept and the way they adapted. We've always talked about being problem solvers and being able to come here and adapt. And again, in Australia, we don't sweep too much and don't sort of play that plain. And Woods did it this test just gone. But my memories are like Greeny, Kez, Marnus, all playing on that plane, all playing beautifully. And yeah, hopefully we see that again this test.
There was a bit of discussion after that first test that the speed of their spin as well, that maybe that could have been a bit quicker. What did you make of that, and do you expect that to change? That think they can change on the surface?
I guess it's a hard one. I you only can watch so much footage, and obviously we've got Jais we've seen before, but how tall they are as well. I was surprised at the height of them. But yeah, they probably, I expect them to probably bowl a little bit quicker. But again, they know these conditions so well. They've had so much success here, so and there's a lot of different ways to skin it. So we bowled a quicker pace, but that's a lot different from day 1 to day 3 as well. So obviously we've seen the wicket take spin later in the game. We were in a beautiful position. We batted well. But yeah, like anyone, they'll look to get better, and expect them to come back in a place that they do well. And last series we won the first test, and they come back and play really, really well. So we've got to make sure we're on our best game.
Trav, just to follow up something you were talking about yesterday, or a couple of days ago, or was it Monday last
Yeah.
night technically, about the way that it took you a while to get that clarity on exactly how you needed to play in Test cricket to make it work. How do you view the way that Sam is evolving in that sense, with being only 19 and already having played a couple of tests, and I guess learning a bit about different conditions here?
Yeah, it was great for him to be here. I know there's a little bit of talk around whether he may play or not, and whether there's a series that I guess you can blood or look to have him in. But again, just whether he played or not played, it's great to have him here and great for him to experience the conditions. I don't think there'll be a test match. I don't think there's been a test match in the history that they've blooded someone or thought there was a free hit. We're here to win 2-0, and Sam's a big part of where we're going, and there's no doubt about it. And disappointing that he missed out the first test, but great for him to be here, great for him to be experiencing these conditions, whether it be in the nets or not. I think Smudge spoke about that pre-test, about him being on an India tour years and years ago, and the experiences that he got from just being around the group. So, but he wasn't here for the test, he was a bit crook, so good to have him back. But yeah, he's got a huge future. For someone to come in and take the game the way he did in Melbourne. And yeah, there's the confidence he's got, and it's a good thing to have a young kid around that with a bit of naive and just plays the game the right way, and he's a good kid. So he's got a huge future for Australia, and it would just be how he, I guess, over the years deals with adversity, and at this stage he looks like he deals with it really well, and he's got a good character.
And just Andrew McDonald said at the end of the test match that it'll obviously be a different batting order in at Lords. You'd expect to slot back into your sort of Australian conditions type role over there? Yeah,
most likely, yeah. That I'd go back in the middle order, and Sam would open. So, but again, I'm glad I'm a selector. Josh has had an amazing start. Guys are playing well. Greeny's going to be fit, so it's going to be hard to fit in, and I think that's what we want. We want an Australian cricket team that's tough to get in. We want an Australian cricket team that's all pushing for spots. I think that's all we've ever known is players that are unlucky and players that are in the team and expecting the performance, and that's where the pressure comes. It's trying to hold your spot every test, knowing that there's people behind you. So we're in a strong position. It's better having 7 or 8 batters talked about than 3 or 4. So we're in a great position.
Would you ever want to open the batting in home conditions, Trav? Like, I know he's probably sticking around in a little while, but one day.
that's probably unlikely with where we've gone. I've had conversations with Ron and Pat, and they know where I stand in terms of I'll do anything that they require, and I'm in the position where they want me to be in. So as long as I can keep being consistent in that position and keep trying to do as well as I can, then that's great. But yeah, it's probably unlikely that I would in Australia with where we've been in the last 2 years and different guys doing it, and I haven't been one of those guys. So it feels like that 5's the spot, but the middle order is the spot in Australia for me.
Just with the innings you played, like you were doing it after 2 years, like opening and test cricket here. How much confidence did you take with the fact that you didn't take too many risks, but you still scored so quickly?
Yeah, again, it was not by design to go out and score as quickly as I did. Again, the same mindset of if they present an opportunity to score, I want to score. Probably disappointed in the fact that the one risk I took has ended up being the one out, and I felt like it was the percentages. I still felt like I was a chance, but I did flirt with danger and was out. So disappointed that the first real opportunity they sort of gifted and be out, but sometimes you got to take those risks, and sometimes you got to try and push the game. And I felt that was the right moment to really try and put the foot down. Hard to say. I guess that's hard to say in Test cricket, but I felt like I played well. I played positively. I played what the team needed at the time. Again, it goes different ways in terms of what they offer and how they bowl. And it was nice. I always able to take the opportunity at the start of the test.
And just the way, Uzi kind of complimented you as well as the other. He used his feet as well. Like you both kind of scoring quite quickly. So just that comment, you don't get to do that very often with him, but just how it worked out.
And I think the new ball's a lovely time to bat as well. And we got into the series well. Both teams are sort of trying to scope each other out. It's the first session of a big test series where I guess the wicket's a bit unknown and where it might go. So to take that opportunity for I guess two guys that are experienced enough and feel like we can lead the team in the right direction and to take that first session and sort of ease the tension is a nice thing to do as well. I know sitting in the change rooms watching the opening pair go out in Australia, so you want them to start well, you want them to start the series well, you want to start the momentum, and you want to get off on the right foot. So to be a part of that, going out the bat, I knew what the expectations were, and to be able to do that and sort of ease the tension and start on the right foot and start the series the way we did, I think went a long way into what we did during that test match. So pleased to play a part in that.
Just the fact that you guys couldn't close out the series here in 2022, does that provide any extra motivation, or do you expect that to be discussed at all behind the scenes?
Nah, again, I think they played really well last time. I don't go into a series with any added extra motivation on previous tours or where we've been. I think we want to win every test match we play, and that's the only motivation for me. There's past history or what's to come or all those things, and if you look too far ahead or too far behind, then you get stuck. Just playing the moment, and we're obviously very eager to win 2-0. We'd love to win 2-0, but we understand that they're a very good team in their own conditions as well, and they're allowed to play well. So let's hope that we start on the right foot in a couple of days' time, and again, take that momentum that we played this week, and let's hope that we have a really good week.
Do you expect that kind of positive stuff from yourself again, Trav, hitting 3 fours off the first over?
We'll see. It depends if they how they bowl, and I guess I'll go out with a clear mind and try and play really well. And if it's a maiden or if it's the same as last week, I'm not. Again, let's just see how it plays out.